Hello guys and welcome to another installment of Character Corner. Joining me today is Tris,
Hello.
and this is Push Dustin, and today we'll be talking about Wario. You guys asked for it, and here we are. Wario Wario is a very beloved series of mine. Obviously my avatar is inspired by Wario himself, but Wario Land, the original Wario Land, was the most played game I had on Game Boy when I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
I played that game through and through so many times on so many car trips and everything. It was my favorite game. So, and then later on I got really into the other Wario Lands as well as the WarioWare series with Smooth Moves being my favorite. So, Tris, what's your experience with the Wario series?
I played a lot of the original Wario Land games, like on the Game Boy Color, and I love those games. My favorite Wario game is actually a tie between Wario World for the GameCube and Wario Master of Disguise for the DS. Both of those games have a lot of hours put into them by me. I actually played Wario World recently with some of my best friends again, and I still love it. They hate it, but I love it.
Yeah, you did a whole Let's Play on your channel, right?
Yeah, I did. And the ice level is still the hardest level in the game.
See, I didn't actually play Wario World until much later in my life. Like, actually, until I moved to Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I honestly didn't know it existed when I was younger. It just didn't. I don't think it had that much coverage in America, or at least I didn't notice about it.
I think I learned about it because it was in a local Blockbuster, and then my parents did like a hunt to find it and buy it.
Yeah, because it was made by Treasure, right?
Yes, I believe so. Fitting.
Yeah, which is like they're very notorious for making like limited print or small print games. I got to say thank you to Bill Trinan for working on Wario Land 3. That was like my highlight of Bit Summit. And then we just gushed about how awesome Wario Land 3 was for like 10 minutes.
That is a really good one. I think that's actually my favorite one, though.
Yeah.
So there we go.
I just love the level progression in that game and the way that you can go back to the missions and find new objectives once you, for some reason, like open this new path, because all of a sudden this trinket just makes the water rain in this area or something.
Yeah.
It's great. Anyway, so we're here to talk about what Wario characters could join the next Smash, and Wario is a series that is that a lot of fans say is underrepresented in Smash because it has very limited Wario Land references in the moves. In the recent Smash, they removed the shoulder bash, which a lot of people were upset with, as well as the lack of any Wario Land trophies. Wario seems to be represented based on the character himself. And I actually wrote this huge epic article on Source Gaming about it, which is called "Why Does Wario Fart?" And that that was I go into detail about how Wario's personality kind of differs between the Japan and the U.S. sides. And in Japan, he's seen as more of a goofball kind of comic relief character, and his representation in Smash lines up with that. Whereas in America or the West, he was often portrayed as a kind of like a bully or a little bit like strong and greedy, I would say. So anyway, there's a lot of fans who want Wario Land representation in Smash, including me, and we're here to talk about some of those possibilities today. So the first one that comes to mind that almost everyone wants is Captain Syrup.
Yes.
So, Captain Syrup is a pirate, and she's been a recurring character in the Wario series. I think her last appearance was in
Wario Land Shake It.
Yep, and then her first one was in the first Wario Land game, where she summons a genie.
Yeah. She's essentially a recurring Wario. Would you say villain? I guess like rival. I would say
rival. Yeah. And so I think a lot of people would like to see kind of like her with a pirate kind of moveset, but I don't know. What do you think?
I think they could definitely take the whole like the pirate thief kind of thing. I think a lot of people could argue that the greed that Wario doesn't have in Smash, because he's represented more by the Japanese kind of view of him. You could put that on Captain Syrup, the greed aspect of her. I mean, the official artwork of her for Wario Land Shake It literally has her holding a gold coin. Aside from being a pirate, like that's kind of greedy. I think you can actually do a lot with that, even if it's just like attacks where it's so you have just an excess amount of coins, she's just throwing them, which would be kind of funny actually.
Yeah, and like she could probably utilize some of the other aspects of Wario Land. Like she could maybe use some of the hats and stuff like that. But I, besides like her pirate or like, it's hard to say what her moveset could be because she's never been a playable character.
Her final smash could summon that genie.
Yeah. I've argued that the genie boss fight from Wario Land 1 should be its own stage in Smash.
Ooh,
in the past.
that would be cool.
Because the platforms that the genie summons could really be hectic, really make a hectic battle.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So personally, I wouldn't mind Syrup in Smash, but I just don't see a moveset coming for her, to be fair.
The only way I could see it really working is if they take a lot of creative liberties and take the whole, like, the pirate part of her and also a lot of Wario Land itself and put it on her.
Yeah, like it would be very similar to what they did with Fox, I think. But I don't really have anything else to add about Captain Syrup. I mean, I definitely would welcome her. I just don't know how likely she would be.
I think she would be the most likely of any representation the Wario Land games have. And she'd probably be one of the best ones for it, but we might have more to say about that later.
Yeah. I would say that the next one is far more likely. And that's Ashley from WarioWare.
And, I mean, she's already an assist trophy in the game, too. She could be the next Little Mac.
Yeah. That's right. And she also got a costume.
Oh, that's right, yeah, one of the Mii Fighter costumes. I forgot about that.
One of the best costumes. Ashley is a very popular character among Nintendo fans. I believe Ko Takuichi, he was working on the Badge Arcade.
Yes. Yeah, she had a big presence there.
Yeah, she had a huge presence there, and that kind of like drove up her popularity a lot, I think. In addition to having a assist trophy in Smash.
Right.
So, I mean, like, her and Nikki are like the girls of Nintendo.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that Ashley could get into Smash as a full character, and I think she could have a really cool and unique moveset.
I actually, I remember actually talking about this with someone at one point, and they brought up that Ashley shouldn't come in as her own. She should come with Red, her like her little like sidekick. And
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I guess the way they pitched it, the way they pitched their idea to me, essentially said another Rosalina and Luma, and I don't think that's how it would be at all. I think they would be probably closer to something like Ice Climbers, where they're just partners working together. But
I would say Red would be part of her moveset.
Yeah. I think that would make more sense, honestly.
I don't think it would be like a dual character or like a Rosalina-like character.
Yeah,
I think that Red would just come into play for some of the moves, just like Duck Hunt.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot more sense, honestly. That'd probably be the best way to handle it, too. To put the focus on Ashley as well.
Yeah, and as an assist trophy in Smash, she already causes like random hexes on people. And so I could see that being part of her moveset, as well as having some transformations.
Do you think any of her specific assist trophy abilities could become part of like a final Smash, for example? Because I know a lot of like competitive players don't play Smash for that, but I think that's one of the most creative things that goes into the characters, I think, because sometimes the final Smash can be such a big part of like the character. For like for example, Luigi's in Brawl was really like the whole living in the brother's shadow kind of thing. Like, it's just,
I love that, the negative zone.
Yeah. Like, I feel like the final Smash should say a lot about the characters, so that's why I ask.
I think, was it in Mega Micro Games? Ashley like transformed into like a huge beast or something like that.
Huh? I don't. Okay.
I'm trying to remember. There's one game where her ending sequence was just her becoming like a monster or becoming really large and scaring people.
That's
And
interesting.
Maybe it was Touched. But yeah, something like that where I could see that being pulled from one of the older games
Interesting. Okay.
for her Final Smash.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean, I like Ashley. I hope she continues to become more popular.
I think she's already a pretty iconic like fan favorite in terms of like the bigger Nintendo fans.
Mhm.
Not only because of her appearance like the Badge Arcade, but I think she's kind of become the face of the WarioWare games.
Yeah, even though they haven't released any in like almost 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, the last one was on
I
the
thought-
Wii.
Was it? I could. Wasn't there one like early in the Wii U's life?
Oh, well, Game & Wario if you count that.
Was it not the same kind of thing? Or I guess because it's not WarioWare, but
Yeah, 2013 for Game & Wario. Cause
well, there's WarioWare DIY
yeah,
on the DS, but I don't think that counts either. As
I
much.
part of me wants to be like, I don't count Game & Wario because it started off as a Wii U tech demo, and then they repurposed it to Wario,
Ah, I see.
and then like it doesn't have the same feel as WarioWare.
Okay, I see.
But that's a different discussion, I guess. Because the games in Game & Wario are much longer, and there's only a limited number of games. Whereas the other WarioWare games, they have very specific short games that utilize that system's unique features.
Okay, I see.
I guess Game & Wario is officially part of WarioWare. Anyway, do you think that like one thing that I'm really hesitant about Ashley is like I said that she would probably use a lot of like hexes or spells, but I don't know how that would work in like Smash.
So I feel like that would be kind of similar to, for example, like a mix between like Fox's Blaster or the Reflector, where it's just like some ranged abilities, some of them that go on like forever, others that only like right in front sort of thing. I think they'd have to they'd have to take a lot of creative liberties to kind of make like unique spells made just for this kind of situation.
Yeah, because like I guess they would have one that would like slow down opponents for a very short period of time.
Oh no, which time?
Yeah, which time? Again, which time?
Yeah.
Because like I'm thinking about what she does in Assist Trophy. She can slow down opponents. And then what else can she do?
She can like shrink them and like change their size, I believe. Aren't some aspects of it? Actually, I mentioned the negative zone earlier. Isn't some of aspects of
Like the negative
Assist
zone?
Trophy kind of similar to that?
Or like Tingle?
Can't it actually cause some of the same effects? Yeah, or like Tingle. Like,
Yeah, just like one
can't
of those.
it do some of the same effects, like making you sleep or making you dizzy? I think.
Because when Lil Mac became a full character, like that KO punch that he had as a Brawl Assist Trophy, that became like a key part of his moveset.
Right.
So that's why I think that would be one of the focus.
Maybe her standard special could be like a randomly chosen
Hex.
like Hex, or maybe it'll be chosen like the Monado arts for Shulk. So it's a you select one using one of her other specials, which is just to select what the neutral special is.
Yeah, and like part of Ashley's story is that she's like a witch in training, so that she like messes up spells sometimes.
Oh, I can see a lot of the spells actually working a lot like in terms of like their physics and mechanics and how they play, like Ness and Lucas with like the different PK abilities.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I was thinking of earlier. I like completely forgot about it. Yeah, with like the way the PK freeze works or PK fire, and honestly any of them, because there's varying degrees of how each of those work.
Yeah, I think Ashley would be a really cool character.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about the next one, and that's Mona. So Mona is a recurring character in WarioWare, and she is always taking on new jobs.
First thing that honestly comes to mind with that is Princess Peach's side smash with the different, like the golf club, the tennis racket, the frying pan. I could see that like to the max for this.
Yeah, definitely. Like she could pull out some cheerleading. She could pull out, just everything.
Oh, jeez. There would be a lot of references for her, I think. Like a lot of minute little things.
Yeah, and she also appeared in Rhythm Heaven.
Didn't a lot of WarioWare characters appear in Rhythm Haven?
Yes,
Mm.
that's true. Especially the Mega Mix.
Yeah. That's definitely something else they could pull from then for some movesets. Oh, and actually, doesn't Mona at one point have like a scooter or like a like a moped? They can copy Wario's side special where instead of the motorcycle she gets on the moped.
Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the reasons why she's kind of requested sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Is because a lot of people see that she could be like a semi-clone.
Huh. Okay. Like some moves.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't personally think she'd be as good of a choice from WarioWare as one of the other iconic characters such as Ashley. Mm-hmm. And I think that might be because she's always changing what she does. Now, the argument there is that means she has a lot that she could do. But I also feel like, in comparison to the other characters, she's a little too plain, at least in my opinion.
Mm. I really like Mona as a character. Mm-hmm. Because she's always changing her job and always hustling. So I always look forward to seeing what she'll do in each game. Like one time she was like a pizza delivery girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, her moveset could use a lot of the various workplaces that she's had, or other random type of games that are included in her collections. Because she's been, I think, in every WarioWare.
I don't remember her being in DIY. I used to play that one a lot, and Mona was actually one of the characters I knew like the least about. Mm-hmm. So I actually had to do like more research on her before this, because DIY is the one WarioWare game I played a lot of.
Yeah.
The other ones I don't remember them as much.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, the next character is Jimmy. So there's Jimmy T and Jimmy P, and
yes.
Jimmy has a fever. Jimmy has a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I Jimmy, honestly, like out of the characters that we've listed for WarioWare, I really like Jimmy, but I just don't see him in Smash.
I have to agree there. At the same time, I would love to see a character whose moveset is completely based around dancing. Kind of like how we have Wii Fit Trainer, where every move is like a fitness move. Mm-hmm. So we'd have like Jimmy T, where he's doing similar things to Wii Fit Trainer, but like his body's still in constant motion. Motion.
He's still
I think
following
that'd be
the
really
beat.
funny, actually.
Yeah, that would be pretty amazing. And like his blue hair would really help him stick out.
Like, I can only see him as like a comic relief character like that, like the Wii Fit Trainer in that case, where it treated like a joke character when announced. But I don't know, Jimmy T also to me feels, or Jimmy P, I guess, either one, feels like they'd be a little. It's weird to me. They feel like they'd be like an oddball choice from the WarioWare series without, like they don't seem like they'd be the first pick. So jumping straight to them would seem odd, especially when you already have like Ashley and the Cat and Anna as assist trophies. I don't know, that's just me. I think he'd be a fun addition. I would question it a little bit, but I wouldn't be too angry.
I was speaking of Cat and Anna, I was really surprised that they were chosen for assist trophies.
Yeah, I think I do wonder what went behind that. Were they at one point like the most popular WarioWare characters?
I'm not sure. I think the next one is the most popular, but I'm incredibly biased.
Well, we can jump over to him now if you want.
The next one is Ninevolt. Now, Ninevolt is the only character I voted in the Smash ballot because I actually followed the rules, unlike you guys. And,
yeah, no, I also only voted once. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I was talking to the audience.
Oh, I know. I know many out there did that. I know some of them.
Yeah, I know a lot of them too. And I voted for Ninevolt exactly at 11:59 Japan time, the right before it closed, because I knew that Ninevolt had no shot in hell of becoming a DLC character, and that the only way that they would add a Wario character is through the normal base game.
Right.
And so I hope that Sakurai. I hope I was the last one, and I hope that Sakurai actually reads my comment. I wrote that basically I really want Ninevolt because Ninevolt would be just a great way to represent Nintendo fans themselves
Right.
in Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he would be an incredibly meta character.
Right.
He could just pull, like, from Nintendo's rich history. He could, use the extendable hand
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like, his moveset potential is just through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I have to agree there. Yeah.
just to have a character that is aware that he's in Smash would be, I think, hilarious.
That would be pretty funny. Aside from their reveal trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
We have some characters that do that for their reveal trailers, but this would be on a whole new level. I actually think he is rather popular, if not only because of the gamer stage in Smash.
Yeah.
Which I actually think, especially with having that stage in, it would be really funny if he was like playable and then with his mom being the stage hazard. I think that'd be even funnier.
Yeah.
He's doing a little more than staying up late playing games. Now he's staying up late fighting.
Yeah. Mom would be extra angry. Like it's a 4-volt. And then, as far as Final Smash, I always thought that like he would, if he came out on the Wii U, he'd use the Wii U gamepad, or like on the Switch, he would use the Switch itself and like shake it and then just shake the entire screen or something like that.
I would actually love to see his moveset involve different Nintendo consoles and handhelds or controllers from various aspects of their history.
I mean, he could like one of his moves could just like whip out the Virtual Boy and like.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah, you could just beat people up with the Virtual Boy.
That might be easier with the GameCube. It has a handle.
Yeah, that could be his punch.
Just swing it.
Yeah.
Treat it like the hammer throws in the Olympics.
Yeah. And then like he could also use like a bike or something like that as well for a side special.
Yeah, I think that could work.
Oh no, he has a skateboard, I'm sorry.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, he has a skateboard, so he can use that. And yeah, I just love to see a Nintendo character.
Okay, if he does the skateboard, it has to have, when he's not on it, the banana effect, where like someone else tries to run past it and they slip on it.
Oh yeah,
it has to have that.
I mean, with the DLC, everyone was complaining that there wasn't enough Nintendo representation. They could just
I can understand that.
They could just put Ninevolt in and solve everyone's problem.
He is the Nintendo representation. Oh my gosh.
So basically, I'm just here to tell everyone to vote for Ninevolt.
I think he would be really good, actually. Like of all the ones we named so far, I think he's definitely up there as one of the ones I would really like to see.
Yeah, for me, I think it's Ninevolt, Ashley, then Captain Syrup.
Yeah, I think I would switch Ashley Ninevolt simply because Ashley's more widely popular.
Yeah.
But I agree. I pretty much agree with the choices there.
Yeah. Like I do realize that Ashley's way more popular. But we just gotta make Ninevolt more popular, guys.
I think Ninevolt has a little more moveset potential, but that's just
Well,
me.
I think Ashley has a moveset potential, but I think Ninevolt is more interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's go on to our honorable mentions, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with one?
I'll start with what we have right down the next to the list because he used to terrify me as a kid, and that's Rudy the Clown.
Yeah. He's the only thing that can kill you in Wario Land 3.
Yeah, and I think that's actually what scared me as a kid. Because his fight and everything was so different from the rest of the game. It's like, whoa, this is suddenly scary. Also, I don't like clowns, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I think Rudy the Clown is an interesting choice, but I don't think he's very possible. I think as an assist trophy, it would work out really well.
I'd see him as an assist trophy at best, but I could see him getting thrown in as like a normal trophy to reference, with like the description and everything, just to reference Wario's history. I think that'd be fun, but I don't know. I have trouble seeing any kind of real potential for him unless like Wario gets a costume referencing him, like full on. That's the most I could see. I think
that'd be really cool.
That would be really nice, actually.
Yeah. They need to bring back the Wario Land 3 costumes that they cut.
I agree.
Wario, come on.
I was actually surprised that they cut like half of Wario's costumes when they gave Little Mac 16.
Yeah, me too.
It's like that was how many Wario originally had, so I don't understand why they cut half of them for him.
Especially when they started off Smash 4, they ported Brawl over.
Yeah. So it means they had them
So
and then removed them.
So disappointing.
Anyway, I think you're big on this next one.
Yeah, next one is he's kind of a Wario character, but also just a general Nintendo character. He's Mad Seinstein, and in Japanese he's Ario Stein Hakusha. And he is a character that appeared in Kairu no Tame ni Kane o Naru, as well as Wario Land 3, Wario Land 2, and the puzzle game Mario, Dr. Mario on the Dr. Mario on the N64/GameCube. And basically, he is a scientist who just does wacky things and has wacky inventions. And he seemed like he was going to be a reoccurring character across Nintendo franchises, but then he just disappeared. So I think it would be like a really interesting character, not as a playable character, because there's no way in hell you'll get a playable character, but as a assist trophy or as just a trophy character that should be referenced.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I almost feel like what his character was supposed to be they put into other characters, such as like Professor Egad and then the other, like the other doctor that's from the WarioWare series.
Dr. Krygor?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have another pick that you'd like to talk about?
I do just want to say a little bit because I mentioned earlier I love the game Wario Master of Disguise. It's so different from all the other Wario games, and the only character I feel like that would really be worthy of even just mentioning would be Count Cannoli, your best rival from the game. Even though you have a lot of characters you fight in that game as rivals, Count Cannoli is like the goofiest.
Yeah.
Because he had like all of his special abilities and such come from his hat opening up and suddenly this like something that pops out of his hat. He's really funny. Everything in that game is really humorous, but I feel like I don't think he'd be a playable character. But if they picked anybody if they're picking anything from Wario Master of Disguise, I would hope they picked him.
Yeah.
But if anything, I could see him coming in as like an assist trophy with his like hot air balloon hat as he just kind of flies in, and even if he doesn't like do anything, I don't know, he can drop bombs on you as he flies overhead. But he could just also be the new Mr. Rossetti. He comes on screen and like this word bubble appears as he rants.
Yeah. Oh man, I was so disappointed with Mr. Rossetti. This is just a discussion about disappointments. That's what it is. It's not character corner anymore. It's this is what we're disappointed about. Alright guys, thank you so much for listening to us. On the screen you'll see two choices for the next character corner. Please go ahead and let us know in the comments below which one that you would prefer. As always, you can go ahead and check out the description to see all of our social media links, and let us know how we did. This is Push Dustin, and Tris is joining me, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye guys.